Hey YouTubers, I'm redoing a video that I did the other day. I want to show you a problem that I ran into, and if you've never seen this done, you're probably going to think there's some kind of a trick here, but it isn't a trick. Matter of fact, when it tripped me up on my job, I could have got in trouble for it. Back in the 80s, I worked at a car lot. We had repo'd an old man's car that needed to come back in and pay some more money before he took his car again. We had repo keys. He was a good old guy. He just had a little trouble with his finances. Cheap back row cars. The boss gets the car back in. They hide the repo key, and he tells me, go out there and do something to that car where he can't just come in with his proper key and start it and take off without paying us a little bit of money. I thought, well, I'm going to be slick. Not only am I going to take the coil wire out, here's what I did. I got my old pickup running to show you how this worked. Keep in mind, when I did this was in about 84. All right, pull your coil wire out. Pull it out of the cap. Hope I didn't tear the... No, I ain't hurt my... We'll lay that right there. I thought, I'm going to be slick. I'm going to put a piece of vacuum hose in there in place of the coil wire, and he'll never know the difference. He'll grind it till he runs the battery dead, or look under the hood and say, well, it's all there. Must be something wrong with it. I'll have to pay some money and they'll have to fix it and I'll get it back. The boss man comes back through the door a couple days later and says, I thought I told you to mess up that car where it wouldn't run. I said, I did. I put a fake coil wire in it. Made out a piece of brand new vacuum hose. He said, I don't care what you did. He's driving it out the road. You need to run out there and catch him. And we got to get some money out of him. So I catch him, he drives it back around back, and I raise the hood, and sure enough, my piece of vacuum hose is still in the distributor, still in the coil. Of course, it was a 283, and they were back here by the firewall, but they were still side by side, relatively clear of everything. In other words, it wasn't laying up against no wire where it could arc through or anything. And my key's still on from where mine was running when I yanked the coil wire. There's mine running on a piece of black coil wire. You imagine an old 283 where you couldn't hardly see the wires. They were black wires. It was a black coil wire, or a black rubber hose in place of the coil wire. Blew their minds. Kept them from getting the car. And proved to them that I wasn't just slacking and not doing my job. I'm going to show you here. You listen too, you'll be able to hear the spark jumping. And probably see it. I can from where I'm at. Rubber hose has carbon black in it. As long as it doesn't get up close to any other thing that it can jump against, it'll run all day like that. You can drive California with it. But if it gets over close to something, it'll jump through like it just did to the valve cover. See that? As long as it's just making a graceful swoop and not getting close to anything, it'll run all day like that. I did a video on it, but I haven't yet learned how to get my cover picture to be what I wanted it to, and instead of it showing my truck, it showed the hood of my wife's car where I had my pliers and my vacuum hose and all that stuff laying. So people just looking at it aren't going to know it's a video about something like this, so I'm redoing it. If you see it on there twice, I apologize, but you probably won't know the other one unless you just accidentally flip on it. And the lead into the other one, the wording said inline Oldsmobile 6-cylinder running on vacuum hose for a coil wire, but there wasn't enough room for all that, so all it said was inline Oldsmobile 6-cylinder, or Oldsmobile inline 6-cylinder running on vacuum. And then there was no more vacuum, period. And so this way I'm going to reword it so people scrolling through can say, hey, this is a car related video about an oddity, I'm going to watch it, where otherwise they'll probably never see it. But it'll be on John Wade YouTube, John Wade Motorized Bikes, or Wade Made Motorized Mayhem on YouTube. And there's a bunch of John Wades. You just got to go through till you see the one that says motorized. That's my stuff. Guess ain't no need to run it no longer, except let me do this. Shut her down. I'm so tight, I'll use that vacuum hose again someday. Oh, use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. That's what they said in the old days, and by gosh, that's how I've lived my life, and that's why I've doing okay with my retirement now. I think I'll be all right financially. I hope to God. Here we go. Starting back up with the coil rod. All right. That ought to do it. This is a 215 Oldsmobile motor from 1965. I said 64 earlier in the other video. You can see the gold on the side pans, and you can see the gold where the bell housing meets, where the orange Chevy bell housing meets the gold Oldsmobile engine. But I had this engine in the shed for years. My Chevy one needed a valve job. I used about a quart of oil every 3 or 4 days. Yeah, there you go. Load is gold, although I do have a Chevy valve cover so I can retain my flow back too. But it bit like a charm, except the dipstick's in a different place, and the provision for the throwout bearing wasn't identical, so I had to wrap shim stock around a throwout, or a pilot bearing, I mean, and drive it up in the back of the crank. But it's been that way since about 2001. It ain't right, it's a little bit rigged, but we ain't gonna tell it. It ain't gonna know the difference. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye. John Wade's Motorized Mayhem, or Motorized Bikes. Bye.